I was 10 years old. Bernie Bernstead came over to spend the night at my house after school on a Friday. My mom had purchased a big package of Oreos for the family, and they were left on the kitchen table. Bernie and I played Monopoly and drank milk and ate some Oreos. We weren't really paying attention to how much we were eating and drinking. My mother came home from work and asked Bernie how he was. She saw an empty gallon of milk on the table. There was a pause as she became aware of the completely empty package of Oreos. Is this the package of Oreos? Where are they? Did you eat them all? We hadn't noticed that. My mom was flabbergasted. Your brother and sister like Oreos too. I bought them for everybody. You ate the whole package? She was mad. I tried to say there weren't that many. There were. It was the family package of Oreos. Somewhere in the discussion, she said that in many families, if you did something like that, you'd get walloped. I said, no way. Nobody would actually hit their kid for eating a package of Oreos. Yes, they would. I told her that if I would run away if someone hit me for eating a package of Oreos. Well, no, you wouldn't. Yes, I would. Our discussion got heated. Bernie and I went outside to play while my mom fumed. I told him we needed to run away to make a point of the cruelty of those other parents that weren't mine. That'll show my mom. He agreed. We needed to show his parents, too, that we weren't fooling around when it came to not being beaten up by our parents. The next morning, I woke up at 6 a.m. I got dressed. It took me a while to wake up Bernie. We made a plan the night before going to sleep that we were going to walk up the main highway out of Spencer, Iowa, to the town of Milford, 16 miles away. Buy a couple candy bars with the quarter we had between us, eat the candy bars, and then walk back. By that point, our parents will have hopefully come to their senses. The normal route from my house would be 4th Street to Grand Avenue, turn north onto Grand. Grand turned into Highway 71, which would take us past the packing plant, the bowling alley, KICD radio station at the north edge of town, where my dad was the sports director, and keep going past the Northwide truck stop 3 miles out of town, and then another 13 miles to Milford, where we'd eat our candy bars and head back. But I figured if anyone was going to track us, that'd be the obvious path. So we cut across Spencer in a zigzag pattern, down side streets and alleyways. Eventually we came to an enormous cornfield I'd never seen. The corn was about a foot high. It was expansive and beautiful, full of promise and hope. Morning fog was just lifting off the crop. It was an omen we were about to have the most glorious day. We zigzagged some more and had to walk past KICD, which I was not happy about. I figured that someone working the morning shift at the station would see us and recognize that I was George Turner's kid and report us. We zigzagged in the ditch across from the station like we were dodging machine gun fire on combat. Even though our zigzagging would have attracted more attention than ever would have camouflaged, no one saw us. We continued on. We'd stop every now and then to throw rocks at highway signs. We talked about the importance of what we were doing and how this was going to change things, how our parents were going to need to adjust their thinking. Finally, we started to get hungry. In our hurry to get out of the house, we didn't eat any cereal before leaving. As insane as that sounds. Our conversation turned to what kind of candy bar we were going to have when we got to Milford. My favorite was a candy bar called the Hollywood Big Time, though I just called it a Big Time. I don't ever remember anyone ever calling it the Hollywood Big Time. It cost 5 cents, and it was the biggest of all the candy bars. I was going to have 2 when we got to Milford. I think Bernie was partial to the salted nut roll, but I can't be sure about that. Our conversation about candy bars continued. In the distance, we could see the Northwide truck stop at the corner of Highway 71 and Highway 18. Our plan was to, again, zigzag quickly past the truck stop. As we got closer and hungrier, we made a plan to go in and get a couple candy bars now. Before going in, I told Bernie, We're just grabbing candy bars. Getting out of there. No chit chat, all business. Got it? We went in. There were a few truckers drinking coffee and chatting with the owner. We walked straight to the counter where the candy bars were. We had very purposeful, "These are not the droids you're looking for." I scanned the candy counter for a big time. There weren't any. Behind us, the conversation stopped. The owner walked behind the counter and said, "Can I help you boys? We just need a couple candy bars."